Alright boys, power weapons are on the menu today, and not just any power weapons. I'm talking about the top 5 best power weapons with their corresponding god rolls right now in Destiny 2, in my opinion. I know I am once again giving my opinion on things when the rules say I should not, but Jordan can suck it. Papa myfi is here to help you clean out your inventory, because if you're like me and just hang on to everything because you don't know if it's good or not, well, this video should help you out. But plugs real quick, if you are new and only if you enjoyed the videos, then be sure to subscribe. Also, I have a Twitter, so if you want to stay up to date with whatever I'm doing, or you just like really bad tweets, then go over and drop your boy a follow. Okay, let's get into these power weapons. So first, the guidelines that these weapons must fall under, and it is very strict guidelines. Number 1, they can't be exotic. Okay, that's it for the guidelines. I will have my personal choice for best exotic power weapon at the end of the list for anyone that's curious, as well as some honorable mentions. So yeah. Starting us off at number 5, we have Hammerhead. Now hold up, alright, before you get your pitchforks and say that I'm crazy for putting Hammerhead at number 5, you're gonna want to watch the rest of the list so you can better understand why Hammerhead was actually put here. This is a 450 RPM void machine gun that comes from 801. It can be easily farmed by doing your 2 per week per character golden machine gun quests / bounties, whatever you want to call them, the things you get from 801 pretty much, which have a high chance to drop the curated roll. But after you've done your 2 golden quests, well, now you can just do the normal gray ones, which can still drop the curated if you do want the curated, as well as random rolls, as many times as you please. Speaking about rolls, well, first we have the curated roll, which in column 1 we have hammer forged rifling for an increase to range, column 2 armor piercing rounds for an increase to range and the ability to overpenetrate targets and cause extra damage to combatant shields. Column 3, Feeding Frenzy for faster reloads after putting down an enemy, and column 4, Rampage, which, as we all know, does increase damage after every consecutive kill, stacking up to 3. Now, yes, the curated is an amazing roll, and in fact, if you got the curated as your very first roll, well, for 1, you're extremely lucky, and I'm jealous. And 2, I would say you don't really need to farm for another one. Like, it's not on your to-do list, it's on the very, very far back burner. Now, if you're not so lucky like me, well, it's time to start looking at the random rolls so you can decide which ones to keep and which ones to toss. So for column 1, and well, all of them are good, because you're looking for anything that increases range, handling, or stability, and all these have that, so literally whatever you want is good. Column 2, I'm looking for high caliber rounds for an increase to range and ability to stagger enemies, ricochet for an increase to range and stability, extended mag for more ammo in the magazine, alloy magazine for faster reloads when the mag is empty, or a pendant mag for a flat increase to mag size. Column 3, I'm looking for Quick Draw, which, as we all know, is a great neutral perk for the ability to whip that bad boy out lightning fast. Or my personal favorite, Feeding Frenzy for fast reloads after getting a kill. Then in column 4, well, Rampage is the only, in my opinion, good option here, so I'll say it again, Rampage. Now, when it comes to Hammerhead, well, it's void, and in my opinion, Destiny 2 lacks good void weapons. So this thing pretty much never leaves my inventory, as when I'm doing something that requires void, I will always just pull it out. Because it is a 450 RPM and not a 900 RPM, which are very popular right now, that means it hits hard. This machine gun never fails to disappoint me when it comes to putting down large groups of adds, especially red bar or, minor enemies, in like just one dome shot. It's super easy. You can just aim a little bit up and just take out an entire group of them. And then when it comes to majors, well, it also puts in work, taking majors out in 3 to 4 shots, give or take. And this thing can even hold its own against bosses if it is your only option. And let's be honest, if it is your only option, then it's probably because you can't change your inventory because you're in a special activity that locks your inventory. So yeah. Making its way to number 4, we have Edgewise. This is a 900 RPM solar machine gun acquired from Zavala via a ritual weapon quest. The quest itself is really simple, but if you're looking for a fast guide that can get you this bad boy, well, I did make a video on it which goes over how to obtain it in about an hour, so you can check that out if you want. Now, because it is a ritual weapon, it does come with a set roll of perks, but also because it's a ritual weapon, it does have 2 column 3 and 4 perks that you can swap back and forth from. In column 1, we have polygonal rifling for better stability, column 2, light mag for an increase to range and reload speed, column 3, you can choose between Feeding Frenzy and Field Prep, and column 4, either Rampage or Demolitionist. Now, which column 3 and 4 perks should you use? And my answer is go ahead and throw Field Prep out the window if you don't care about reserves. And use Feeding Frenzy for column 3 at all times. Now, for column 4, I am gonna have to say, unless you're going for a grenade build, or you would rather throw a grenade than reload, then just use Rampage. Rampage is just such a good perk that works with any build or loadout that it's just hard to say no to. Demolitionist, though, is a fantastic perk for more grenades and the ability to just throw a grenade and have this thing automatically reload. So if that sounds better than Rampage, then by all means go for it, as no one's really going to judge you. Demolitionist is a fantastic perk. Edgewise is a fantastic option for any activities that require solar, and with its fast rate of fire, well, taking out large groups of red bar ads becomes laughably easy, and majors, well, they are just as easy to put down as well. Bosses, on the other hand, well, I definitely look for something else. Now coming in at number 3, we have Love and Death. This is a 150 RPM. Wait, does anyone actually care about the RPM of a grenade launcher? Oh well. Solar grenade launcher that is acquired from the lectern on the moon. It can be easily farmed from the lectern by picking up the Essence of Insanity, which requires a one-time pickup of a special item, and then from there, every time you pick up the Essence of Insanity, you only need to get 100 grenade launcher kills, which is extremely easy and doable. Now for the rolls, and this is the part that has a ton of controversy, but I'm on the side of velocity over blast radius. So if you're on the side of blast radius, then let me know in the comments section and why. In my opinion, there's only one roll you should be looking for, and that's hard launch in column 1 for increased velocity, column 2 spike grenades for an increase to damage from direct hits, column 3 field prep for an increase to ammo reserves, faster reload, stow, and ready weapons when crouching, and column 4 full court for an increase to detonation damage as the projectile travels further before exploding. Let me just go ahead and say this. If you have this roll, please let me know, as I'm very, very, very jealous, because I cannot, for the life of me, get this roll to drop. This roll on this weapon, in my opinion, is the best boss DPS possible, especially on raid bosses where full court starts to really kick in. The only time this weapon starts to fall short is on things like, big groups of ads or majors, as there's just better options out there to choose from. But bosses, oh boy, this weapon is absolutely fantastic. And if you don't have one, then go ahead and just start farming for one. It's super easy to farm, super good boss DPS, and overall just a great weapon. Coming in at number 2, we have 21% Delirium. This is a 900 RPM arc machine gun acquired from the Drifter via a Pinnacle quest. Now, because it is a Pinnacle, as we all know, it has static rolls. In column 1, we have polygonal rifling for an increase to stability. Column 2, extended mag for an increase to magazine size. Column 3, overflow, which whenever you pick up special or heavy will auto reload the weapon to beyond normal capacity. And column 4, killing tally, which will increase the weapon's damage per kill, stacking up to ×3, and that damage increase will last until the weapon is stowed or reloaded. Now, comparing this to Edgewise, because that's what most people actually compare this thing to because they're both 900 RPMs, first off, killing tally alone puts Rampage to shame. Killing tally at ×3 has a 65 damage increase compared to Rampage, which is only a 33. That's literally double. And killing tally doesn't require you to keep getting kills to keep it active like Rampage. Then feeding frenzy, which is good, but with overflow on 21%, honestly, I don't even remember the last time I actually reloaded this thing. So yeah, though Edgewise is a fantastic machine gun, when it comes to raw power, 21 beats it in every way outside of Demolitionist for grenade builds, in my opinion. 21% is by far my absolute favorite machine gun, and if you don't have this thing, well, once you do, then you'll understand what I'm talking about and why I talk so highly of it. Now for honorable mentions, we have 2 of them, and I'll go over them very quickly, and they're column 3 and 4 god rolls. Avalanche with Feeding Frenzy and Rampage is fantastic, then Line in the Sand with Rapid Hit and Firing Line. Both of these weapons are very good with the rolls I just mentioned, so yeah, if you're using them, props. Now getting on to number 1, this is hands down the best power weapon in the game. I don't want to hear anyone say anything different. This thing is an absolute monster. Edge Transit. I mean, just look at the reviews on this thing. Okay, joking. our actual number 1, and if you're ever in the stream over on Twitch, then you already know. Wendigo GL3. This is a 120 RPM arc grenade launcher acquired from Zavala via a Pinnacle weapon quest. Pinnacle, static rolls, you already know the drill. Column 1 is smart drift control for better stability, velocity, handling, and recoil. Wait, does recoil even matter? Whatever. Column 2, blinding grenades, which causes enemies to disengage you and become blind for a brief period. Column 3, auto-loading holster for, well, it auto-reloads when the weapon is holstered. And column 4, explosive light, which increases blast radius and damage with every orb of light pickup, stacking up to ×6. This weapon, in my opinion, is just such a versatile weapon in every PvE activity that it's just hard to ignore. The blinding grenades alone are so good for their ability to get you out of situations where enemies are just raining down fire. You just pop a few shots in their direction, and then their fire immediately stops, giving you enough time to heal back up and reposition. Then getting on to auto-loading holster, meaning you can empty a whole mag, then just stow it while you put damage in with another weapon. Then once that weapon runs out of ammo, then just pull Wendigo back out, and would you look at that, it's already ready to go. Then explosive light, which when at ×6 can rival other top tier grenade launchers like Love and Death for high boss damage. All around, this thing does it all. Great ad clear, great major clear, and great boss damage. Absolutely amazing. Get it now. So I'm going to say Wendigo is my favorite. Now for my favorite exotic power weapon, it's got to be hands down Anarchy. Skipping the perks, as all you need to know is the exotic perk Arc Traps, which states grenades stick to surfaces and chain arc bolts to other mines. Pretty much fire it at the ground, then fire again close to the original shot to create a line of deadly arc that kills almost all red bar ads in one shot as soon as they walk into it, which they always do because, well, I guess they're blind and they can't see it. Then for bosses, fire one on the boss, then another on the ground to do continuous damage while also freeing up your hands for 10 seconds, allowing you to put in damage with another weapon. This thing is a monster in ad clear, major clear, and boss damage. So to anyone still trying to get it, I wish you the best of luck. And there we go. That is, in my opinion, the top 5 best power weapons in the game right now. If your top 5 is any different, or if you don't agree with some of the perks that I mentioned, then let me know in the comment section below, as I'd love to know. And with all that being said, if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to drop a like, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.